Aging, it's the one thing we all do from the moment we are born. But what exactly is it? Why do our bodies wrinkle, slow down, and become more vulnerable to disease as time goes on? For decades, scientists around the world have been chasing answers to these questions. And while aging remains one of biology's most complex puzzles, researchers have made huge strides in understanding what's really going on at the cellular level. The result? A widely accepted framework known as the hallmarks of aging. This concept was first formally introduced in 2013 by a group of scientists led by Carlos Lopez Otin, who outlined the key biological processes that drive aging across different species, including humans. Think of these hallmarks like a checklist of cellular damage and dysfunctions that add up over time, slowly pushing our bodies from youth to old age. So what are these hallmarks, and why do they matter? Let's dive into them, one by one, in everyday language. 1. Genomic instability, DNA under attack. Your DNA is like a blueprint for building and maintaining your body. But over the years, this precious code gets damaged. Sun exposure, pollution, cigarette smoke, and even natural processes inside your cells can all cause breaks, errors, and mutations in your DNA. Normally, our cells have repair systems to fix this damage. But with age, these systems weaken. The result is a buildup of genetic errors that can lead to malfunctioning cells, cancer, and other age-related diseases. In short, the older you get, the more wear and tear your DNA suffers, and the harder it is for your body to fix it. 2. Telomere shortening, the aging clock in your cells at the ends of your chromosomes are protective caps called telomeres. Imagine them like the plastic tips on shoelaces that keep them from fraying. Every time a cell divides, its telomeres get a little shorter. Eventually, they become too short to protect the chromosome, and the cell can no longer divide safely. When that happens, the cell either dies or enters a state called senescence, where it stops working properly. This process is one of the reasons why our skin loses elasticity, and our immune system weakens with age. Telomere shortening is often called a molecular clock of aging, and it's something scientists are actively exploring as a potential target for anti-aging therapies. 3. Epigenetic alterations, changing the instructions without changing the code. All genetic changes involve the DNA sequence itself. Some changes affect how genes are turned on or off. These are known as epigenetic modifications, and they can be influenced by lifestyle, diet, stress, and environmental exposure. As we age, the patterns of these modifications become more chaotic. Genes that should be active may get silenced, while others that should be quiet may switch on. This mix-up can lead to inflammation, impaired cell function, and increased risk of disease. Think of it like a piano, the keys are your genes and the sheet music is the epigenetic code telling you which ones to play. With age, the music gets messy. 4. Loss of proteostasis, protein quality control fails. Proteins are the machines of life. They carry out nearly every function in your cells. But to do their jobs properly, they must be folded into very specific shapes, like origami. If proteins misfold, they can clump together and cause harm. As we get older, the systems that ensure proper protein folding and cleanup like the proteasome and autophagy, start to break down. This leads to an accumulation of damaged or misfolded proteins. In the brain, this is linked to diseases like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. Imagine a factory that stops maintaining its machines. Eventually, everything grinds to a halt. 5. Deregulated nutrient sensing. Metabolism. Out of tune. Our cells have systems that detect and respond to nutrients, like sugar, fats, and proteins. These systems help regulate energy, growth, and repair. But with age, this sensing gets thrown off. A major player here is insulin signaling, which becomes less effective over time. Another key pathway, called mTOR, promotes cell growth and is often overactive in aging. Scientists have found that reducing activity in these nutrient-sensing pathways, through practices like intermittent fasting or drugs like rapamycin, can extend lifespan in animals. Basically, aging messes with your body's fuel sensors, leading to imbalances that affect your health. 6. Mitochondrial dysfunction. The powerhouse breaks down. Mitochondria are your cell's power plants. They turn food into usable energy. But like any engine, they produce waste, in this case, harmful molecules called reactive oxygen species, ROS. Over time, mitochondria accumulate damage from ROS and other stressors, reducing their efficiency and pumping out more damage. The result is a vicious cycle. Damaged mitochondria produce less energy and more toxins, which in turn harm the cell further. This decline in energy is why older people often feel tired more easily, and why organs begin to underperform. 7. Cellular senescence. Zombie cells take over. Some cells don't die when they should. Instead, they become senescent, alive but not functioning properly. Worse still, they secrete toxic substances that inflame nearby tissues and accelerate aging. These zombie cells build up with age and have been linked to everything from wrinkles to cancer to chronic diseases. New therapies called senolytics are being developed to selectively remove these harmful cells, and in early trials, they've shown promise in reversing some signs of aging. 8. Stem cell exhaustion. The well runs dry. Stem cells are your body's repair crew. They can divide and become different types of cells to replace damaged or dead ones. But as we age, these stem cells lose their ability to function and renew. This is one reason why wounds heal more slowly in older adults and why blood cell production, for example, declines. Reviving stem cell function is a major goal in regenerative medicine and anti-aging research. 9. Altered intercellular communication. The body's signals get garbled. Finally, aging affects how cells talk to each other. In youth, cells coordinate their activities through precise chemical signals. But over time, this communication breaks down. Inflammation increases, a phenomenon known as inflammaging, immune responses become less effective, and the body enters a more chaotic state. This disrupted signaling contributes to many diseases of aging, from heart disease to cancer, and is now considered a fundamental driver of biological decline. So, what does this mean for you? Understanding the hallmarks of aging gives scientists a roadmap for developing anti-aging therapies, and gives the rest of us a better idea of how to stay healthier for longer. Already, interventions like caloric restriction, exercise, fasting, and targeted drugs are being explored to counteract these processes. While aging can't be stopped, yet, knowing what's happening under the hood allows us to take smarter steps toward a longer, stronger life. And perhaps one day, instead of fearing aging, we'll learn to manage it like any other treatable condition, armed with science, not just skincare. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe to the channel for more valuable content.